Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Gem City's Most Haunted. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Avery, and we've got Trey today.
That is true.
It's just us.
It is just.
I feel like we need to address the elephant in the room, and that is we might have a haunting to actually investigate.
Yeah, the
one-on-one.
disappearance of Mr. Cameron
Because
Cooper.
I think he's dying. Like he's out sick today. Last minute, kind of mad about it.
Get well soon, brother.
You're a lot nicer than me. I was going to be mean about it, so now I kind of feel bad. But we're here, another episode. Trey, how are you feeling?
Like I said before we started recording, I'm cold. But other than that, I'm good. I can't complain.
Do you think the chill is because of the ghosts?
I would say no, just to stick, to the character that is me.
The character,
Yes.
not your being.
No. Well, maybe my being a little bit.
I will say I think you're being because I did make the joke last week and it made air that I said I admire how your commitment to the unwhimsy.
Correct.
I would like to say you did stick with that theme in real life. Like this is not a character because we got into it about Punxsutawney Phil this week.
Listen,
Kind of aggressively.
I'm just saying I don't understand why everybody's dressing up, taking off work, going to Punxsutawney. That's all I'm saying.
And you know what? I expect nothing more from you. I expect nothing more from you. But we do have a fun, interesting, different topic for not different. Like we're still talking hauntings, but our place of the day, we've got Dayton Art Institute, like a staple in the area.
For sure.
So my thing is, I love the Dayton Art Institute. Taking many a trip there at school, taking many a personal trip.
Same.
This is an odd one for me because I was looking up. Of course, me and you are experts now in Googling haunted locations in Dayton.
For sure.
And I saw Dayton Art Institute pop up quite a few times. It is one of the only places that when I looked up stories, there is not a single one. There is not any experiences. So many posts about Dayton Art Institute is haunted, no proof.
For sure. There's like a few Reddit posts that I saw.
I couldn't even find Reddit posts. Even the Reddit posts were just, it's haunted. And people are like, why? And they're like, the vibe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
I've seen a few paintings, like a few trips to the art can't even talk. The Art Institute.
Yes.
A few paintings that look a little scary, but I've never felt a chill up my spine or anything.
Yeah, I asked, because we love our prime resident, Kelly King. I asked her specifically. I was like, have you heard stories of Dayton Art Institute being haunted? And she was like, no. And then walked for a little bit and then slowly just went, maybe. And she's like, it feels like it should be. Like, I feel like I probably heard it at one point, but forgot it. So, real quick, touching base on the history of the museum, from what I was able to find, we'll double check later because in case you guys haven't caught on to the format of the show, we will be talking to two people from Dayton Art Institute in our next half. But Dayton Art Institute started as Dayton Museum of Arts on the corner of Monument Avenue and St. Clair Street downtown. It was established as Dayton Art Institute in 1927, and it started as an art school and then was changed to quote from the website, reflect the growing importance of the art school.
Makes sense. They do a pretty good job at that for sure.
Of course. It's stunning. So we've discussed this where I think sometimes it's just places that are older or carry artifacts. I'm being a bit of the skeptic here today. Like that
Welcome.
Don't. Don't. We are not the same. But places that carry types of history sometimes get the false credit of being haunted just because they carry history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that for sure.
So it is a thing I feel like I noticed with art museums, though. I told you, I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm going to get slightly poetic this episode. Where with art, it feels like the haunting like settles into your bones rather than like jumps out and scares you.
I've never experienced this, but
I mean, like when you're looking at art, you know what I mean? Like you get a feeling rather than like actions that happen to you. So you can feel that.
That makes sense. Okay.
So I do want to look at an old traveling, I believe it's called a traveling exhibition that came to the Dayton Art Museum last year. Because when I Googled haunted art at the museum, this popped up. And it was really pretty. If we can take a look at it, it's by Jamie Wyeth, and the collection's called Unsettled. And you literally told me today, you're like, what happens if I don't find it like a little perturbing?
Yeah, I'm unsettled.
Unsettled.
Yeah, this is.
So I thought we'd get into a little bit of an art critique session here, because I was like, what makes you feel unsettled?
So for the viewers who don't know, I have a master's degree in English. Not to brag on myself, but we just gonna look at the colors right quick. Like it's red and black. That's very spooky.
Yes.
It looks like this is cows, or these are cows. But then I look at the one at the bottom left. I'm like, I don't know if that's a cow. Then there's blood or red in the green grass. So
I think part of it is also I can't exactly tell what this is.
Yeah.
Like straight off the rip.
Wait
I feel like I'm seeing like two cow heads. I feel like it kind of looks like a Grim Reaper if you look towards the top with like I can't fully. It's well done.
It is well done. It's very well done.
Titled, beautiful art. And that's why I was like, you know what? I think it could possibly be just a feeling when you step in and you feel a lot of things looking at art that you can't help but be like, something else has to be in charge of the way I'm feeling.
Yeah. No, sure.
So I am excited to be able to talk to you. You were emailing them and you said they do get the question if the museum's haunted.
Yeah. So much so that they actually have like a spooky tour that they do every year.
Yes, and I'm excited to hear about that, and I'm excited to go this year. If I'm being honest, I did not know that was an option, and that makes me hype.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know it was a thing either, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, it's smart.
I mean, I guess. The few times that I've been to the Art Institute, like I said, I didn't really think that it was haunted. There are a few dark corridors that,
That's what Kelly brought up to me. She was like, there's some nooks and crannies in there that I don't know what they are.
Mm-hmm. If I turn around too quick, I might get jump scared. You know?
And like I said, I feel like it's just the feeling of art. Like I went to, probably the most recent art museum I've been to is the one in Cleveland. That's a big one. And that's like every turn you're like, oh, I'm feeling a lot of feelings.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to hear if there are any stories.
I am too.
Yeah. Or if it's attributed to art, if we think it's attributed to the building.
Mm-hmm. Some of these artists too who have pieces there, like, I mean, art in general, people who are painting and stuff, they're painting from their souls and stuff.
Yeah.
Very dark lives.
Troubling places, happy places. That's what, it's a back and forth.
Yeah.
That could.
Like, I don't know, for me, I know I'm usually the skeptical one, but I can understand like why there might be some credence to it a little bit.
I think this is one of the few that I'm also a little skeptical on. I'm agreeing with the fact of like, it feels like it should be. But I don't know if I've ever gotten that icky feeling, the creepy icky feeling at the Dayton Art Institute.
When we think about haunted paintings, by the way, I'd be remiss to not mention the Scream painting or whatever that's called. Like that one is very terrifying. It's not at the Dayton Art Institute as far as I'm aware, but
yeah. Is that painting haunted? Does that have a story on it, or you just feel
better be.
haunted?
It better be.
Yeah, no. Okay.
I don't, like I said, I don't believe in that stuff, but it better be.
No, yeah. I just feel like it's easy to attribute to museums like haunted. Because we discussed this. What was it with Patterson Homestead, where we were like, do you actually like get a feeling, or is it just it's old?
Yeah,
and you don't know how to deal with that in your brain. So
it's definitely about history. I feel like.
I mean, definitely. Like a lot of it is like people are trying to trace back to a time where they're like, ooh.
Good pull. Good pull.
that.
Man, that is
Are
terrifying.
you shivering in your timbers?
No, I am. Yes.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Thanks, Matt.
insane. Yeah,
Look
shout
at
out,
that.
Matt.
That's professionalism right there. That's a pro. But I am excited. We have Dr. Mariah Postlewait here with us and Michelle Vance Waddell. Do you have any specific questions you want asked? And do I need to get out a pencil for this?
Maybe.
If you steal one of my questions I told you earlier.
That's a good idea. But I don't know. I guess I would ask them a question that we've asked before on the show, which is like, where do you think these hauntings actually come from in general?
Yeah, or like if there is hauntings or like where the rumors come from.
Yeah, where the rumors come from.
Okay.
Yeah, because it is an interesting question.
Yeah.
I guess I would also just ask people about the artists themselves. Like, does that sort of tend towards the rumors, if that makes sense? Like their backstory, does that lead to the idea of their painting being haunted, potentially?
Yeah. Like if it's painted more from like an angle of like despair versus like joy. If that definitely, which I mean, I 100% think, like I said, settles in your bones versus like jumping out at you. Like it's just one of those things that creeps up your own emotions so much that you're like, I've got to blame this on a ghost.
Yeah.
It's got to be that.
Do you think any of those paintings were painted by a ghost?
So that's a question that I didn't consider, and I'm going to say no.
Okay, that's fair. I just want to ask,
Yeah, but we are going to have them coming up. Once again, two experts from Dayton Art Institute. Is it haunted? We're going to, I guess, get to the bottom of it.
We're going to find out.
We're going to find out. Hello, welcome back. We've been talking about the Dayton Art Institute. Is it haunted or not? Or does it just have art that inspires you to feel creeped out? I'm here with two experts. We got Dr. Mariah Postlewait and Alexandra Torres. So what do you guys do at the museum?
So I am a museum educator, gallery specialist. I write all of our tour experiences, so our school tours, our community tours, our specialty tours that we have that are themed in the museum. I write all of those and lead them as well.
Oh,
Yeah, and then I, as a curator, take care of specific collections that are assigned to me. I design exhibitions, I research artworks, write about them, and help them make sense to our guests, and design those exhibition spaces and how things should be hung, and work with our prep team to make that happen, and then work with donors or people interested in gifting us art. Yeah.
okay. So we definitely have the best people to be here for this question. So into the nitty gritty, point of the show. Is the museum haunted? Have you guys had experiences with that?
Yes, I have. I will say
We get a guess.
Yeah. I will say I wouldn't call myself a skeptic necessarily. It's not that I didn't believe that these things could be true. It's just that I didn't think it was necessarily my journey until I had my own experience. Had gone my whole life without having any encounters or anything with the supernatural until at the DAI. So,
Are you willing to share?
yeah,
what
I can
happened?
share. Yeah, it's a little anticlimactic, but because it happened in the middle of the day, broad daylight, But we have our administrative area of the museum where we have our studios, our art making studios, and we had a school group that came in, and they had an art making workshop in one of our studios. And after they left, we were kind of just cleaning up, putting all of our supplies away. And myself and my coworker, Brian, were just chatting. It was just us in the studio. And we have a neighboring studio that's connected to it that was completely lights off. No one else was in there. and it sounded like someone came into our studio, and we just suddenly heard like someone accidentally just stumbled upon us in the studio. So we heard a voice. It was clearly a woman's voice.
Oh.
And I turned to my coworker, Brian, and he was like, "You heard that too?" I'm like, "Yeah, I heard that." Yeah.
2 people experiencing it is
Yeah. I think I would have
Yeah.
chalked it up to just like, I'm hearing things, or,
Yeah.
But we both heard it clear as day. No one was in there besides us two. We kind of poked around to see if anyone, happened to walk into the studio. No one was there. But it was clearly a woman's voice that we heard.
interesting. And Marie, have you had any?
I have not had any experiences of my own, but I can tell you that security guards do seem to once in a while have a story to tell.
Really? Is it more late night or like any time? Like,
The ones that I've heard are late night, but I have not confirmed any of these or experienced them myself.
okay. And Trey said when he was talking to you guys over email that you guys do get the question like a decent amount. How often do you say you hear that from guests?
All the time,
Really?
I'd say all the time. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm typically giving tours, so I feel like I'm engaging with the public and the art in the building.
Yeah.
I get it pretty often, especially with the spooky tour. The spooky tour was the one that everyone was really curious about. If there were any ghost stories or any, supernatural things that were occurring in the museum. So.
And do the spooky tours happen every year? Like, can people anticipate that for October?
Yes, they can.
Okay.
We had started out as kind of a one-time specialty tour. We do specialty tours throughout the year that are different themes. We started with the spooky tour, and it immediately, very quickly sold out. And people were kind of requesting that we do this kind of annually. So we decided to make it an annual thing.
And I will be there. I
Yes.
can guarantee that.
was
Now that
gonna
I know
say,
it's a
come
thing,
check it out.
I will be there.
Yeah,
But
check it out.
I did want to, because you said Maria, you're a curator, right? So have you, like, you guys get a lot of traveling exhibitions, right? Or a good amount.
We have many focus exhibitions every
Okay.
year, and some of those will be a traveling exhibition that comes into the museum.
Yeah. And we were talking about, is it a difference between, do people go into museums and just automatically assume, oh, it's haunted because things can be a bit aged? Or is it that art gives you the feeling? So have you ever had like some art come into the building and you're like, ooh, this one feels different?
I don't know if I've had that, like an eerie kind of, there's something else going on here feeling
Yeah.
about things that have come into the building, but objects have agency, and there's like theories of object agency that people will talk about within the art world. And once art is created, it can take on a bit of a life and a power of its own. And when you stand in front of a painting and the hairs on your neck raise, or you get goosebumps or something, that's a real experience that you have, that work acted on you.
Yeah.
But then some of the objects in our museum, have other kinds of power associated with them. So, like there are, for example, in our African gallery, there are Nkishi figures, which are from the Songye people of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And those are created by a skilled carver and then a ritual specialist, someone who has power to communicate with spirits and then will put powerful materials inside of the sculpture, right, to activate it so it can become a conduit for spirits. And those are used to protect a community from disease or from bad spirits or, any number of things. And we have some of those objects, for example, in the museum. And so those are spirit conduits. So then those are really, really powerful objects that you could interact with in the museum. And perhaps they're behind glass in this case as much for your safety as for the objects. And then you can find other things in the museum like a mummy bundle mask, for example. Like, we have some objects that are associated with mummy figures, not that we have human remains, but and we have things certainly that are, for example, associated with religious practice of all different kinds. And, there's lots of representations of angels, which are an otherworldly figure and powerful in their own right. And yes, I could talk to you about any number of the kinds of ways that you can see spiritual and paranormal things show up in art.
Yeah, that's why I find it interesting with talking about the Dayton Art Institute, because it is like, is it more of an emotion that's coming out in you, or is it actually something you're experiencing? It sounds like we got an experience that wasn't fully with the art, so I am kind of more convinced now, I will say. But do you think, and I always find it interesting to ask this question, because some people, like, we've talked to and they are like, we don't really want to talk about a haunting with our company. Do you think it does some positive drive for companies having a little bit of a haunted rumor?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I think that's why we had such large numbers for our spooky tour and having the request for the spooky tour to be an annual thing consistently. Those are the ones that we can get a lot of excitement from the community from. So I think there is some positive there. I think whether you are a skeptic or a believer, it's interesting and something worth exploring. So I definitely think there's traction in that.
Yeah. And then I want to look a little bit at now, because we're talking like spooky tours are more October, right?
Yes.
Like around Halloween.
Yeah.
I saw on the website, and I want to confirm, Dayton Art Institute's part of the Ohio Creativity Trail for America 250. Yes?
I think so.
Love. So is that going on now? Is that like a good positive stop for celebrating the year?
I would say so.
Yeah.
I think any, opportunity for people to take a stop in the museum and explore our permanent collection, or even just explore the building is worth their while for sure.
Yeah.
We have a beautiful watercolor exhibition that will be opening soon as our new special exhibition by British artist Tony Foster. But later in this year, you'll be able to see an exhibition painting that's about fighters for freedom. And then towards the end of the year, another special exhibition that's all American quilts. So it's a real celebration of like American history and like the American spirit. And so you'll see that in our special exhibitions throughout this year.
Cool. And if you were to say, if people were to stop in, what do you think they absolutely need to look at if they're going in the museum today?
That's a tough question.
I know. I'm sorry. I've really sprung it on you.
That's a tough question. I don't know if I can choose.
Yeah.
I will say, because we have such wonderful special exhibitions, which are here for a short period of time, definitely take an opportunity to take a look at those. But we have a variety of artworks in our permanent collection as well, which you can spend hours in the museum exploring, from sculptures to paintings to, all over the world, contemporary art to not so contemporary art. And I think all of it is kind of worthwhile for sure.
If you pop into the museum through mid-April, you can see an exhibition that's called Engaged, and it's of rings from around the world.
Oh, I love.
One of which is a mourning ring that features human hair. So perhaps a little spooky.
It's into the vibe, guys. Go check it out. According to the website, you guys I do have it marked here. You're open Wednesday through Saturday, right?
Through Sunday.
Through Sunday.
Yeah,
I
through
missed
Sunday.
today. For some reason, I gave us a 6-day week. So please go in and visit. Thank you guys so much for coming on. We've really appreciated it. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Visit us next month, guys.
Yeah.